Hello everybody, welcome to Chuck Fruia Uncorked. So, for this week we have two wines of the week to share with you. They're both bubbly because it's this time of the year, it's festive, it's celebrations, it's get-togethers, hopefully anyway. So, bubbly is the call for the occasions. So we have two. The first one I'm going to talk about is from Maui. It's from Maui Winery. It's the winery is located up on the slopes of Ulupalakua on the island of Maui. They grow 7 different grapes there. This one is the one sparkling wine that they make. It's a rosé style wine. The grapes actually are grown in Mendocino, California, and they're made into a white wine there, but they're brought to Maui and they're aged on their lees, on their dead yeast cells and all the floating proteins and whatnot for anywhere from 18 to 24 months. And then they're disgorged and bottled on Maui. So there is some Maui-esque-ness to this wine. I find it delightful. I find it refreshing and just thirst quenching and just makes me smile all the time. And I think it's from Maui, and I think it's another way of supporting local. So the name of the wine is simply called Lokilani. I saw it in the store. It was $23 a bottle. I think that's a fair shake, and it's a way of supporting local. The other wine, is the reason why we actually shot this podcast, because I read an article recently that someone wrote, and specifically I think it was the New York Times, and they wrote about this particular wine, and I remembered, oh gosh, I have some of this at home, and I wanted to share this with you so that you can go out to a store and buy it also for the holiday season festivities. So this is a wine that's called Lam Lambert De Cesar. This comes from Savoie, France, which is on the eastern side of France in the foothills of the French Alps. In fact, this appellation is only about 25 miles south of Lake Geneva and Switzerland. So it's very alpine-y, it's very high altitude. It's glacial limestone with some clay on top kind of soils, but it's high elevation. This wine is made from 2 indigenous grapes to the area. One is called Molette and the other one is called Altesse. They're both famously noted to come from this appellation Seychelles. This wine is made in a similar kind of method that's used to make champagne. In other words, it's called method traditionnelle. So it's fully sparkling, and it spends 10 months on the lees and the additional 2 years on the lees as it sits there and ages before it's released. Even though it's all produced from a single vintage, it's not vintage dated. It's just something that they do. They make 2 different bottlings that I know of anyway. This is the Petite Royal. This wine is in the store. I saw it at Fujioka's for $19.99. I saw it at Arfield Wine Company in Kailua, same price. I think this wine is so good, especially for the price. It's lighter to me than champagne. It's more alpine-y. I don't think that's a romantic notion. I just think it's just so airy and light, and you don't really think about it. You just gulp it, and it just makes you happy. It makes you smile. It adds to the festivities to me, all at roughly $20 a bottle. And again, I can't take credit for this wine. I was reminded by that newspaper out of New York, but it's something that I thought was so important. I asked Cully, let's go down here and let's shoot this segment because I need to get this wine into your hands. It's that good. So, I hope you go out and try them. I hope you join us next week for the next podcast that we do. Thank you very much. Happy holidays to you all. Aloha.